Representative Matt Gaetz. How you doing, sir?
It is good to be back with you, my friend.
All right, so we watched that clip yesterday of you asking Merrick Garland, who is Matthew Colangelo, and can we have all the documents surrounding your potential communications with these offices, Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, what have you. And he said, well, these are, and when he said these are independent, I got what you were saying. I'm not asking you if you're in charge. I'm asking you if you're communicating with these
Right.
offices.
Yeah, I mean, for those who don't live and breathe every second of this, the core allegation from Republicans is that you're not seeing a prosecution here, a lawsuit there, attorney general action in one state, a grand jury in another, as just like paint splatter on the canvas. This is one coordinated mural. And it's the Biden administration holding the paintbrush, right? That's our allegation. And then, AG Garland comes in like a wrecking ball and says this is a conspiracy theory, that there is no coordination from the Department of Justice with any of this, even though we've seen shared employees, we're aware of meetings that have happened. And so I just say, look, if it's a conspiracy theory, just say you'll give us all the records and communications and calendared meetings. And if there's no there, then you can say that our allegation is false. But, shouldn't the American people know in this time of historic lawfare against the former president and leading candidate for president of the United States, who is actually pulling the strings? I don't think that's unreasonable. I think he was exposed and embarrassed. And like Wilkow, you watch a lot of these congressional hearings. What I think is every one of these witnesses has 17 answers that they've memorized before the hearing. And no matter what your question is, they just want to go to one of those 17 answers. And the American people have had just a belly full of it. It is time to get these people on the record. And now we should have subpoenas flying for those records. And if they don't give those subpoenas, that is far more worthy of holding Merrick Garland in contempt over than the audio recording of Biden stuttering through his Rob Hur interview.
Before we run out of time, I'm going to answer the question for you that Merrick Garland didn't answer. Matthew Colangelo worked with Alvin Bragg in Letitia James's office, and the two of them have gone after Trump and the Trump organization and the Trump kids together as prosecutors. Juan Merchan was not assigned this case by lottery. He was simply assigned this. So they knew exactly what they were doing. At one point, Colangelo broke off, took that position that you were talking about, number 3 in the DOJ, and then magically went and took the biggest demotion ever to become an associate prosecutor in the Manhattan DA's office. And then magically, between the two of them, Bragg and Colangelo, they came up with this novel legal theory that they could resurrect a misdemeanor crime allegation that was 5 years past the statute of limitations by fusing it to a federal campaign election issue or crime that they have no jurisdiction to prosecute in the Manhattan DA's office. That's who he is. Bragg and Colangelo have been working together for years, and they both know Juan Merchan.
Yeah, that is so succinctly and well put. And just to give it context, right? Matthew Colangelo going from one of the top positions at the U.S. Department of Justice to an assistant at a local DA would be like me announcing that instead of running for re-election to the House of Representatives, that I am now going to be a candidate for the Walton County Mosquito Control Board, which is actually an elected thing in my district, okay? But we also got to get on Merchan and how Garland responded to that, because I just asked what I thought was a pretty fair question. Garland, you were a judge. When you were a judge, would you have ever had a family member profiting off of the notoriety of the case? And he just weaseled and said, oh, well, he knew that I was asking about a specific case. And I think yet again exposed that this was not the American justice system that I've given my life to as a lawyer, as a lawmaker. This is indeed something that has been utilized as a political weapon like you see in third world countries.